after decades of work, my father moved to a small town in Texas and rented out a small apartment to live in. And he loves it. He spent his whole life working, his adult life as a child working, everything. He served his country in the military, served in law enforcement, retired from both, bought homes, remodeled, fixed things up in homes, bought cars, everything, all the things that you normally would do in a lifetime. And as he retired and as he got older, he decided to get a small apartment that's maintained by an association, so he doesn't have to do anything. And he lives there and he's very happy. And I've asked him before, I've said, well, at this time in your life, maybe you'd like to buy a small house or something to live in. He's like, no. Everything here is taken care of for me. Anything that breaks is just fixed for me. The cost of rent here is super cheap. It's perfect. And there is a wisdom in this. The less stress, the less worry about things, acquiring houses and having to maintain them and pay for all that. He doesn't want to deal with that. And this is exactly what Musashi was talking about in this precept. As you get older, to seek these great lands and to seek possessions and to try to achieve more positions of power, it's just stressful. You have to be able to give yourself a reward in life and a break in life and enjoy retirement as well. As I travel through Southeast Asia and many other places that I would like to travel, South America, Eastern Europe, still all on the list to visit. But specifically, as I have traveled Southeast Asia, I've met so many wonderful expats who, like my father, had lived full lives in the West, owning homes, cars, raised families. And now they are just peacefully living in a quiet town overseas, a small apartment, peaceful, enjoying their days. It is a genius move to be able to rest and enjoy the second half of your life that you've worked very hard for. An amazing time in your life. As I speak to these expats, I learn about their lives and the things they've done. They've served in militaries, in wars. They've worked in oil fields, hard labor jobs on offshore oil platforms and doing heavy construction projects, tunneling, all of this type of work all over the world. And they end up in Thailand, retired later in life. Fascinating stories, full lives, and they choose to retire in peace and a relaxed, minimalist style life. I totally get it, and I totally support it. I see in the West, as people retire, they say, let's go get this beautiful place in this hip town to live in, fancy car, we're going to live up to retirement life, putting themselves deep in debt, high cost of living, just a stressful environment and a stressful lifestyle. At a time in their life when, at any time, nature could give them a stroke or a heart attack or other injuries, other issues could come up. A time when you should be preparing and building an emergency reserve of money, lowering your cost of living, preparing and living in places that are going to be lower stress, healthier air, healthier water, healthier living in general, lower crime, less congestion, if this is where they want to live. But some choose not to. They choose to retire and then increase their debts and cost of livings to live some sort of luxurious lifestyle. I can't change the world, but I can see the result of that choice, which is stress, often medical issues, unhealthiness, debt, and as that stuff starts to fall away and you lose it, and I mean, it's a charade to put up. And these are the choices that people make. I am also seeing a different movement as well in the world. I'm seeing a movement to a lower cost, more simple retirement and second half of a person's life. The movement of tiny homes, the movement of minimalism, of people getting rid of possessions that they don't need anymore. In my own life, I have rid myself of assets that don't bring me an income. I have no need for them. I live a quiet and nomadic existence around the world, and I'm very happy with it. I find that the most valuable possessions are my family and friends. Those are my valuable possessions in life. The time that I spend with them is worth more than luxury cars and luxury houses and all of this. And I think that there is something that has rung true for a long time. We have to remember these teachings are 500 years old. I don't think this is a new movement. I think it's just being revisited again by our culture today. There are so many new prefab style homes coming out. Cheap. Designed for lower cost of living, lower cost of retirement. That brings about less debt to no debt, living within your means, less stress in your life. That leads to a healthier life. I would like to summarize this video with the idea that the old way of thinking of consumerism and buying as much as you can, owning as many things around the house as possible, I think that is slowly but surely changing in our culture today. It doesn't mean that people don't want quality. In fact, I'm seeing the quality of things go up considerably. The mass production of junk clothing, the mass production of junk electronics, the mass production of junk anything, I don't see it happening much anymore, or people spending money on that. I see people buying things they're going to keep and have for a long time. Things that are valuable to them and things that they use. Quality items that they actually use in their life. That is minimalism. And I appreciate you taking some time to talk about this precept with me. Thank you very much for spending some time with me. If you would like to give some of your own insights into this precept, please feel free to leave a comment. It's always nice to hear what others have to say about these precepts and what they mean to you and what direction they take you down. We will continue on with this series every Saturday. I hope you're having a wonderful week in between. At the time that I'm doing these particular videos, I am also uploading Saudi Arabia travel content. So that's happening simultaneously with these videos. So I just hope that you're having a wonderful week in between. I'm enjoying myself, and I'm really enjoying discussing these precepts. We'll talk again soon, and aloha.